person that is questioned. Good question. Can we take the Lord's Supper at our own time at home or at fellowship gatherings? Can we take the Lord's Supper at our own time at home or at fellowship gatherings? Now, this is not an uncommon practice where families or individuals, because they don't go to church, they go to Pac-Man in Singapore. Pac-Man, the Christian shop in Singapore. Pac-Man sells it, right? I can't remember. Some Christian shops. They will go there because they don't go to church. They will go there, but they believe they don't need to go to church. So they say, oh, must take Holy Communion. So they go there. There is a shelf, okay, hanging a lot of plastic bags with the Holy Communion things inside. The bread and the cup, okay, with some juice or cellophane wrap. Then they bring it home. Then they do Holy Communion, tear it off, and then they drink and then they eat. Okay, but in order to make it even simpler, what I understand, what I heard later on is they combine both. So maybe they soak the bread and the cups one time, all done. Alright? So some people do that at home. I even heard of Christians say, I don't want to go to church, church so much problem. So they, as husband and wife, they conduct Holy Communion themselves at home. Okay? So another question, is it right? Is it correct? For us, like for me, I cannot conduct the Holy Communion until I was ordained, correct? Ordination is very, very strict, very, very careful. Actually, why do you think so? Why?
Because there's a condemnation if you take it unworthily. So it's a very, it's an act that actually has consequences if done improperly.
1 Corinthians 11, right? 1 Corinthians 11. Verse 29. For 1 Corinthians 11:29, for he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. And also look at verse 34, at home. Now if any man hunger, let him eat at home, that ye come not together unto condemnation. Okay? There's an eating meal at home, but the Holy Communion is a separate thing. Okay? So, because of damnation, it's a very serious consequence, as Hichung rightly pointed out. It is a sacrament that is very serious. It has condemnation associated with it by God Himself. So it's very serious. That's why only the ordained ministers should do it, handle it very carefully, give the right warning to people, and so on. That's why every Holy Communion I will read this verse. I will not leave it out. It's my duty. Okay? So it's very, very, it has to be done with great carefulness. Right? So understand that. That is the reason why only ordained ministers would do it, especially in the BP circle. Okay, so that is the reason. And recently I asked someone, why don't they Holy Communion? So because of that, because of damnation. So the person is very careful. That's good in a sense. Okay, so not something that you just do at home like that. Okay, it must be a proper sacramental approach.
Now, someone asked what is the difference between psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs.
有人说诗章、颂词、灵歌有什么不同？
Someone also asked, can we just have instrumental music?
有人说我们只要乐器的音乐就行就好。
Can we worship God with instrumental music?
我们单单用乐器的音乐来敬拜神就好，可以吗？